Team IBB, we are here with the next episode of the hashtag IBB Top 3 Trilogy. This is the final installment of the Chad Gourley saga. You like that? So
every time you just build it up a little bit more. Raising the roof.
We're just making mountains over here and moving them. So please, if you have not had an opportunity, this is the third video. You need to go back and watch the first one, the second one, and then join us right here for this one, because this is going to be the final installment. Hashtag IBB Top 3 Trilogy. Take it away, Chad.
Well, thank you, Gary, again for setting the bar so extremely low for me every time you come when I'm talking here. But so I guess just going back to the first two. So my first one, my first key to success is live outside your comfort zone.
Yes.
I mean, you have to. It's where life begins. Don't let fear stop you from living life. Was my second one. I mean, letting fear drive you or control you and limit what you do, you're not going to really get the opportunity to live.
Mm-hmm.
As I stated in one of the videos, everyone dies, but not everyone really lives.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad when I see that sometimes.
Right.
Like, to me, that's one of my biggest things is I try to inspire people to just live.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's just a moment I get to touch their lives, it's like, live. Don't let life happen and then you just die one day.
Right. We're not all put on the earth to just work 40 hours and pay our bills.
No.
Mm-hmm. So what was your tagline? Or not tagline, but like you want to live life through experiences?
Yes. I want to live my life through experiences.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's like my favorite thing. I love it. I love it.
It means more.
Yeah.
Seeing things that people don't get to see, vantage points. I mean, if you follow me on different things, I'm always taking photos of places that that people don't normally get to see a view from. I think that's awesome, and that's something I'm continuing to grow inside of me. I like to see things that other people don't get to see all the time, and from different viewpoints and different angles. And just again, it's my experience, my eyes. Like you have your experience in your eyes.
Yes,
so,
absolutely. No, that's really, really cool. We can follow your Instagram, right?
Instagram some, and then even I guess you could find me on Snapchat. Yes,
okay.
definitely. So, but my third point to this whole key to success, this one, it's I guess I tried to work two inside of one, but we'll go with it because they kind of play off of each other. For me, and I've talked about this in other ones, it's help others and show gratitude for life. Like, I mean, to me, helping others is one of the most rewarding parts of my life. It doesn't. 100%. I mean, it means more to me than making $1. It means more to me than the things I do for myself. Because to see a smile on someone else's face and to be able to change someone's day and be able to help them out if I can. I mean, and then you can't always help somebody with the problem that they have, but you can at least give them some inspiration to find a way to fix their own problem. And to me, it's like, people have financial problems, right? I mean, if you have the ability to help someone, especially if you're close to them, I mean, why not help them out in that time? Don't hold it against them, the fact that maybe they've lost their job or they're in a downtime and they need a little bit of help. Right. Help them if you can. Like it could be $1. It could be one of your best friends going through the hardest time and you might need to give them a couple $1,000 and something like that. It's like, and if you have that ability, it's going to come back to you. Whether they end up giving it back to you or not, life has a funny way of working full circle. When you're willing to help others, things work.
Good karma.
Yeah, I mean, even personal problems. People have personal problems all the time. We all have personal problems. I got them, you have them. I mean, everyone does. And to me, it's like, again, just sitting down and listening to somebody, listening to them talk and letting them have a place to vent.
It doesn't always have to be dollars, so like just lending your time.
Oh, yeah. Same thing with work problems, same thing. It's like people have problems with their personal lives, their work lives. It's just listen to that person for a little while. I mean, and then for them, I mean, if you can help them or provide some advice, and if not, point them in a direction that maybe they weren't even thinking about. Because a lot of times I think, even in my own personal world, I love hearing feedback, and I love hearing what people have to say about me, even if it's negative criticism. Actually, I appreciate negative criticism more than I do a lot of the positive sometimes. Because the positive, I think that's sometimes easier for people to say to you. When the people who give you negative feedback, that's actually
they're being real.
Yeah, they're telling you what you need to change about your life potentially, and sometimes having someone.
I mean, it's not meant to be in a bad way. It's an opportunity for us to learn from it and get a little bit better. Right? They're saying, "Hey, I have this suggestion." It's a suggestion.
Yeah. And a lot of times we see ourselves, but we can't see it from the outside.
Right.
I mean, as much as you want to take a step back from your life and like put your physical body and your mental thing over here, and you take a step back and you want to look at yourself, it's still hard to do because you're biased. We're all biased, right? We're human beings. I mean, for me, and it stems into my career. One of the biggest things that I find valuable and most rewarding in my career is that when I work with business, I get to help them.
Yeah.
I get to help them grow their business. I get to help them find solutions that will in turn hopefully set them up for success going in the long-term future for their business.
That's
I mean,
awesome. Yeah.
and that's one of the reasons I'm so passionate about what I do, besides the fact that I love marketing and it's probably running through my veins right now. So I mean, somewhere along those lines, there's a different color of blood running through my veins.
Whatever the color of
Green
marketing is.
We'll go with orange because that's my favorite color in marketing. So I mean, shout out to Joe Polizzi with the whole orange movement and with everything like that. Oh
How
yeah.
about this flame
Oh
over
yeah,
here?
the flame back there too. Orange is everywhere you look.
Orange is awesome.
And even still, I mean, you'll find sometimes that, I mean, this is sometimes, and some people actually, whether they make fun of me and it's all in joking and whatnot, but I like helping random people. Like, I could just see somebody that's having a bad day, and I'll go up and talk to them. I'll just go up and, like, if they just look down on their life, I mean, to me, if I can make someone smile, even in the moment that I was there, that could change their
whole day, right.
That could change their year that they've been having.
You don't know what people are going through.
Exactly, and that's the thing. Like, I actually was taught. I don't know. You know who Bill Keneally is? He was a teacher at North, but he still teaches in the Wilby's like school system.
Okay.
And one thing that always stuck with me with him is you never get a second opportunity to make a first impression with somebody. So not only does that play into like the fact of like how you should act and things like that, but when you see somebody and you have that opportunity to go out and reach out to them and say, hey, you know, what's going on today? I can see you're down about today. What's going on? Like, and just you'd be surprised how many people actually open up to you. At first, I think they feel more weird about the fact that you've asked them that question. Yeah. But once they actually look at you and they see that you're actually concerned about what's going on, like you start to find out a lot about people. I guess another secret side of me is I love to understand human behavior. Okay. So that's always my curiosity a lot of times too. Is like, you know, what's the deal? I mean, or better yet, even when they're excited sometimes, I'm like, what are they doing in life that they're so excited? Like,
tell me, I want to do it too.
I want to take a little bit of, I want to take a little piece of that and incorporate it in my life. And if I can give you a little piece of what I'm doing, dude, we've just, I mean, that's all you can ask for sometimes. Right. I mean, to me, it also goes back into giving back to the community. I mean, that's why I'm so involved in downtown Willoughby. I see something that I'm passionate about. And I'm like, this for me has, being involved in the community is just uplifting. Again, it's a lot of volunteer hours. It's a lot of time putting in, you know, but at the end of the day, I'm like, I've made a difference. I've impacted people's lives. Right. They might not even know I've impacted their lives. Right. And that to me, it's like, I can go home and when I talked about in one of the first segment about looking back on life and saying, you know, what really matters. Yeah. That legacy. To me is something, when I look back on life and I say that I've been able to help people, you know, I've been able to make people's lives better, and in the same process, it continually makes my life better. It makes me feel good. Like, I mean, because if you want to, it's one thing to be selfish and selfless. Like, there's obviously two ends of the spectrum. You've got to be a little selfish in life, but you also should have a focus on being selfless. I mean, it's the idea of being a giver versus a taker. I don't want to say, I'm not going to put like a majority or not a lot, but there's a lot of people that I've come across, and I think everybody has, that are takers in life. You know, there's I feel like there's sometimes less in the giving side of things sometimes, which is it's just okay. I'm not. It's no judgment passed on anyone because we're conditioned to the way we are because of how we were raised and everything like that, whatever it may be. So when I look at it and I say, like, in life, if you can be more of a giver, because if you give your all to life, it's all going to come back to you in one way or another. Because at the end of the day, like, again, I go back to looking at, you know, how much money you have, whatever it may be, if that's your definition of success or, you know, your status. It's like, you know, is that really going to matter when you're 75 or 80 and you're looking back? You got a bazillion
dollars in the world, whatever. You got a gajillion bucks, and, like, what's it all for?
Is anyone there with you?
Right.
Is anyone around you? Does anyone care?
Right.
You know, and that's something to me. It's like, you've got to have at least a small circle of people that care, that you've helped, you know. And then, I mean, it doesn't have to be this large masses that are like, oh, you know, in the past, something like that. But
just the ones that matter.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and again, like I said, it just goes back to bringing a smile to someone's face. I think that if you can just bring a smile to someone's day when they're having a bad day, it could be 5 minutes of your time. Take it. You know, especially if it's someone you care about. Don't ever let someone you care about go about having a bad day without trying to help them about their day. I mean, and they could be having a bad day, a bad month, a bad year. Yeah. And you may have caught them in a cycle that they're finally having a breakdown, and you need to be there. You've got to be there to help that person. And again, it could just be a few moments of your time because no one else gave them that time. Right. No one else wanted to hear them. No one wanted to listen to them.
That's a hashtag IBB challenge right there.
Yeah, I do.
All in itself. I love it. Just go up to a random stranger or somebody that you may not know, that if they're having a bad day or they look like they're going through something, maybe you just lend a hand out there for, you know, 2 minutes of your time and just see what the difference could be in their entire lives. I know, like I'm gonna just talk about the United Way Young Leaders for a little bit here. I remember when I was working, I worked in management, and I was I worked like 60 hours that week, and I was just getting beat up from customers. I was trying to make our sales and all that good stuff. So higher ups were coming down on me, trying to meet goals at the end of the month and blah blah blah. And our staff at the time wasn't exactly happy with everything. So like from the bottom it was coming up, and from the top it was coming down, and then I'm just sitting here in the middle, just like a salami sandwich, just getting beat up for 60 hours every day. And I was like, man, this is tough. I'm having a tough week. And I remember I called James and I said, hey James, I don't want to go to this volunteering event. It was like Friday afternoon, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm having a bad week and I don't want to do it. And he's like listening to me and all my woes and all that good stuff, and he goes, okay, so you should just go. And I'm like, what? Did you not just hear me? I said I don't want to go.
Too, right?
He's like, you should just go. And he's like, trust me, go.
Mm-hmm.
And the allotted volunteering time was 2 hours, so nothing, like, not a big commitment or anything like that. So I go there. I drive to Harvey High School. I meet Nicole Parker there, Sanjay Parker, and their 2 beautiful kids. I meet their family. I meet the other young leaders out there. Andy was out there. Andy Phelps with U.S. Bank, cool dude. Young leader for life. But we spend 45 minutes packing groceries in needy homes' trunks of their cars. Mm-hmm. All I did was pick up bags of produce, kale, tomatoes, in plastic bags. They're already packed. All I did was carry them into people's trunks or carry them into boxes so they could take them home. Mm-hmm. 45 minutes. I felt better about what I did in less than 1 hour than I did for my entire week. But what it did was change something inside of me, right? Mm-hmm. It motivated me because all the problems that I thought I was having in the 60 hours at work put it all in perspective. That stuff mm-hmm. wasn't important. That stuff doesn't really matter. There are real problems out there in the world mm-hmm. that you can make a difference in, and all you have to do is give it some time. Mm-hmm. Give it your time. 45 minutes changed my life. And what I was able to do for those people, the amount of gratitude that they gave back to me, just in the form of a thank you and just their expression on their face, I was like, I'm getting chills right now. I can't see because I have long sleeves, but like, it was so powerful, and I will forever be changed, and that is why I do what I do in the community and for Lake County. It's like James and I are super huge nerds, but like this resonates with us so much. I don't know why, because we're nerds, but like we're like Batman, and Lake County is our Gotham City, and whatever we can do to protect Gotham City, we're gonna do whatever Gotham City needs us to be. So that's just kind of our outlook on life. It's weird.
No, it's not.
But I mean, like, that's just what does it for us. You know what I mean? And like, you got to find what's gonna do it for you. And literally, one day changed everything. 45 minutes changed everything. One phone conversation changed everything. So help others. Show gratitude. Show gratitude for life, because it's gonna come back in amazing ways.
Yeah.
Amazing ways.
I mean, I agree with the side of like showing gratitude for life. I mean, if you don't have gratitude for the things that you've done in life already, it's gonna be hard for you to find fulfillment in life.
Yeah.
Like, because we could always want more.
Yeah.
We could always ask for more.
Right.
But it's like, for me, I try to get, like, when I wake up in the morning, I try to tell them, like, ask myself in some ways, like, what am I grateful for today? Like, what is today going to bring for me? And then at the same time, I look at it at the end of the day, and I'm like, what did I do today that I'm grateful for? I mean, it could be just as simple as the fact that you were able to wake up in the morning and take a breath. Yeah. Right? Because there's some people that can't do that on their own.
Correct.
Like, and it's the same thing with, like, I look at, like, my ability to train and overcome my challenges of losing weight and stuff. Like, not everyone can do that sometimes. Yeah. And I'm grateful for the fact that I can get up and I can run. I can go train, because there's people who are missing limbs, or there's people who can't physically do these things, and I'm like, I wish that I'm just grateful for the fact I can do these things. It could be you could be grateful for the fact that your wife, having your wife in your child. I mean, that's an amazing thing to have in your life. It's an inspiration for you. That probably drives you really hard.
Man, incredibly hard.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Hard. Well, these guys over here, like, they're up, pretty much 4:30 in the morning, going to bed at 12. I mean, so sleep not relevant. I'm right there with them.
Well, see, and that's before the babies and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I had, Quinn's almost 1 year old, but like she helped train me to operate on very minimal sleep. So thank you, babe. Love you so much. No, but I mean, whatever it takes. You're gonna make it work if you want it to. So how bad do you want it? And you got to figure out like just what drives you, or what works for you.
And sometimes I even say write it down. I've had done many like self-help books and stuff like that, and self-improvement books that are like, just write it down.
Yeah.
And have a little notebook. Like I carry a notebook with me almost everywhere I go, like just so I can write down ideas, write down things that my thoughts. 'Cause, things pass through a person's brain, and it's like all of a sudden it's there and it's gone. It's like, well, if it's a great idea, write it down. A great thought, write it down.
There's apps for it too if you don't want to be a physical notebook guy.
Yeah, exactly. I live in a computer world, so sometimes I like disconnecting, but I get where you're coming from.
Understand.
Whatever works for somebody.
I just don't want to hear from everyone that they're like, I didn't want to buy a notebook. There's digital free notebooks.
Yes, exactly. There's so many of them.
There's so many.
Keep.
There's so many. I don't even know what that is. There's so many ways, but you have to want to do it, and you have to want to try. You gotta live outside your comfort zone. You gotta let fear stop running your life for you, and stop you from living life in general. And you gotta help others, and you gotta show gratitude for life itself. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, you gotta follow your dreams. I can't tell you how many times I get inspired by people when I hear that they're actually living their dream. I was just on the phone with someone last night talking about it, and they're living their dream right now. Like they're going the path that they want. You can see how passionate they are and how inspired they are. And it really feels like when I say that the dream chooses you, it feels like for this person, and it just isn't this person in general, and many others I've met, is that they're actually living with the dream that was chosen for them. They fit right into what they're doing, and everything just clicks with what they're doing. And it's just, it's just
cool,
yeah,
man.
it is. It's awesome to see something like that. And again, it goes back to those three things right there. You see that when someone's finding some of the successes in their life, whether these are your top three keys to success, you find these elements in there. You just do, because they're not letting things stop them from getting somewhere.
I love the journey too. Like that's the best part is like, so if somebody's out there and your friend that or colleague or whatever that is living the dream right now, like how did they get started? Like that's the stuff that like that's the stuff that gets me going. Is like, hey, how did you do that? How did you get from point A to point B? I want to know all the details, and then that's what this stuff's all about. These IBB top threes are like, you guys are successful, but you define it, right? So how did you get there? How did you change your mindset? And then what did you do? What actions did you take? How did you plan? Like this is the stuff that is going to separate you from everything and everybody, because you're going to be figuring out like how you're going to unlock your greatest potential, which is all in here. It's awesome. Chad, this has been amazing. All these videos have been awesome, so please check them all out, share them everywhere, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. That's always a helpful thing. TeamIBB.com. But Chad, thank you so much, man. I'm glad we finally got this together, man. This is awesome. Good luck with this guy.
Next time I talk to you, well, we'll just hope that I'll fall in the 0.001%. But next time I talk to you, I'll have another experience to share.
We'll definitely have to do something like this again. This has been great. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Check him out. Torva Local, Chad Gourley, downtown Willoughby hero. Best dude ever. Thank you.
So is that
so
my
much.
Metropolis? Am I the Superman for that? And you guys got your your Batman and thing going over here with Gotham? Yeah.
You want to be Metropolis? That's cool, man. Thank you guys. So until next time, stay burn proof.